For decades, Hollywood has dazzled us with charming leading men who lit up the screen, while hiding a truth they couldn't share. But today, we honor the ones who found the strength to step into the spotlight as their true selves. These fearless actors didn't just play heroes on screen, they became real-life inspirations by living openly and proudly as gay men. Their stories of honesty, resilience, and self-acceptance continue to move millions. If you believe that the bravest role is being unapologetically yourself, make sure to subscribe for more powerful and uplifting journeys from the stars who dared to live their truth. Lil Nas X, born Montero Lamar Hill in 1999, isn't just a rapper or a singer, he's a cultural lightning bolt. At just 26, he's become a fearless voice for a generation craving truth, pride, and authenticity. He shot to global fame in 2019 with Old Town Road, a genre-bending anthem that fused country and hip-hop like never before. It wasn't just a hit, it was a movement, smashing records by staying at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for an astonishing 19 straight weeks. But while the world was still dancing to his breakout hit, Lil Nas X took an even bolder step, one that had nothing to do with music. During Pride Month that same year, he came out as gay, first to his family, then to the world, through a few brave tweets that lit up the internet. The reaction? A wave of celebration mixed with a fair share of backlash. But through it all, he never flinched. He faced the noise with unshakable confidence, refusing to shrink himself for anyone. In early 2023, he stirred the pot again, this time with a cheeky tweet wondering aloud if he might be a little bisexual, playfully challenging the public's obsession with labels. His honesty, humor, and willingness to explore his identity in public have resonated deeply with fans, especially those who've longed to see someone like themselves in the spotlight. And then there's the fashion. Oh, the fashion. Lil Nas X doesn't just dress, he performs in fabric. Cowboy hats meet rhinestones, neon leather meets red carpet drama. Every outfit tells a story, bold, unapologetic, unforgettable. Through his music, his style, and his unapologetic self-expression, Lil Nas X isn't just breaking boundaries, he's redefining what it means to be an artist, a man, and a symbol of freedom. In a world that still tries to box people in, he's kicked down the walls and danced right through the rubble. Ricky Martin, from global pop icon to trailblazing inspiration. Ricky Martin, the charismatic Puerto Rican singer, actor, and author, burst onto the global stage in the late 90s and never looked back. With his explosive hit Livin' La Vida Loca, he didn't just top charts, he ignited a worldwide Latin pop explosion that forever changed the face of music. His electrifying performances, smoldering charm, and magnetic stage presence turned him into a household name, captivating millions across the globe. With over 70 million albums sold, Martin remains one of the most successful and influential Latin artists of all time. But Ricky's most powerful moment didn't come on stage. It came in March 2010, when he made a deeply personal revelation that rippled across the world. After years of speculation, he came out as gay, sharing his truth in an emotional open letter to fans. Far from treating it as a burden, Ricky called his identity a gift, one that allowed him to finally live with authenticity and pride. In a culture where such topics were often shrouded in silence, especially within the Latin community, his boldness broke barriers and gave countless others the courage to be seen. Beyond his music and advocacy, Ricky Martin has always been a style chameleon. In his early days, fans adored his boy-next-door charm, short spiky hair, a clean-cut smile, and a youthful glow. But as he evolved, so did his look. From daring fashion statements to longer hair and a rugged beard, Ricky embraced transformation with fearless grace. Today, his effortlessly cool and mature style is the perfect blend of classic elegance and modern edge, a reflection of a man fully at peace with who he is. Now in his prime, Ricky Martin isn't just a pop star, he's a symbol of self-expression, resilience, and authenticity. His journey from international heartthrob to fearless advocate has etched a legacy that continues to uplift and empower generations. Ricky didn't just live La Vida Loca. He redefined what it means to live out loud. Ezra Miller isn't just an actor. They're a cultural force who's redefining what it means to be seen. With their striking androgynous beauty, fearless fashion choices, And a presence that commands attention both on and off screen, Miller has emerged as one of Hollywood's most fascinating and talked about figures. Born in 1992 and now 33, they've built a career that spans film, television, and music, all while boldly challenging not just artistic norms, but societal ones too. In 2012, Ezra came out as queer, a deeply personal moment that also solidified their connection to the LGBTQ+ community. But they didn't stop there. In 2018, Miller publicly embraced their identity as non-binary, choosing they/them pronouns and rejecting the constraints of traditional gender roles. At a time when Hollywood often avoided such conversations, Miller spoke loudly, honestly, and unapologetically. Their gender-fluid expression isn't just visible, it's celebrated. On red carpets and city sidewalks alike, Miller turns fashion into art, blending bold makeup, elaborate gowns, and avant-garde ensembles that blur the lines between masculinity and femininity. Each look is more than a statement. It's a declaration of freedom, creativity, and authenticity. But Ezra's impact reaches far beyond style. As one of the few non-binary actors in mainstream media, their visibility has become a beacon for those who rarely see themselves reflected on screen. They've used their platform to push for greater acceptance and diversity, both in entertainment and in the world at large. Though they've faced public controversy and personal challenges in recent years, Ezra's influence as a cultural icon remains undeniable. For many, they represent a new era, one where living openly, loving freely, and embracing individuality isn't just accepted, it's celebrated. In a world that often demands conformity, Ezra Miller reminds us all of the power in being exactly who you are. Noah Schnapp has become one of Hollywood's brightest young stars, capturing hearts as the emotionally vulnerable Will Byers on Netflix's Stranger Things. Born October 3, 2004, in Scarsdale, New York, Noah will be 21 in 2025, but he's already accomplished what many actors dream of in a lifetime. His powerful performance as Will, a character wrapped in sensitivity and depth, played a huge role in turning Stranger Things into the pop culture juggernaut it is today. But Noah's impact goes far beyond the screen. In January 2023, he shared a deeply personal truth with the world, coming out as gay in a candid and heartfelt TikTok video. Simple but moving, the clip radiated Noah's sincerity and boyish charm. "I guess I'm more similar to Will than I thought," he joked in the caption, a nod that touched fans around the globe. His openness, especially at such a young age, struck a powerful chord, earning praise for his honesty and courage. As his star continues to rise, so does his influence in the fashion world. With piercing blue eyes and soft brown curls, Noah has quickly become a modern style icon. Whether he's walking the red carpet or fronting fashion spreads, his looks strike the perfect balance between youthful flair and refined elegance. Top designers are now lining up to dress him, knowing he brings something rare: authenticity. Despite his youth, Noah Schnapp is already carving out a legacy in both entertainment and fashion. He's more than just a talented actor, he's a voice for his generation. In a world that still too often demands conformity, Noah's willingness to be unapologetically himself has inspired countless others to do the same. His journey reflects a powerful shift in Hollywood, one where talent, truth, and individuality are finally being celebrated side by side. Matt Bulmer is more than just a talented actor, he's the very definition of elegance, depth, and authenticity in modern Hollywood. From television to film to the stage, Bulmer has captivated audiences with a rare combination of charisma, versatility, and emotional truth. He first stole hearts as the effortlessly charming Neil Caffrey in White Collar, where he portrayed a brilliant con artist with wit and style. But Bulmer didn't stop there. With powerful roles in American Horror Story, Magic Mike, and The Normal Heart, he proved he could do it all, transforming himself with each performance and earning critical acclaim along the way. In 2012, Bulmer made headlines for something far more personal than a role. While accepting an award at the Desert AIDS Project's Steve Chase Humanitarian Awards, he publicly came out as gay, acknowledging his partner Simon Halls and their children with quiet strength and heartfelt sincerity. In a world where many still hide behind the curtain of fame, Bulmer stepped into the light, gracefully, honestly, and unapologetically. His coming out was not just a personal milestone, but a powerful moment for LGBTQ+ representation in Hollywood, inspiring countless others to live their truth. Bulmer's performance in The Normal Heart, a gripping drama about the early years of the HIV/AIDS crisis, earned him a Golden Globe and solidified his place as a serious, transformative actor. But beyond the accolades, it's his dedication to meaningful storytelling that sets him apart. He doesn't just play characters, he inhabits them, bringing raw emotion and nuance to every role. Off-screen, Bulmer is just as magnetic. With his sculpted jawline, piercing blue eyes, and timeless features, he embodies the glamour of old Hollywood, but with a modern edge. Whether he's walking a red carpet in a sleek tuxedo or gracing magazine covers in perfectly tailored suits, Bulmer's fashion sense is nothing short of iconic. He blends classic sophistication with contemporary flair, becoming a style icon for a new generation. Today, Matt Bulmer remains one of the most respected and beloved figures in entertainment, not just for his undeniable talent, but for his courage, authenticity, and unwavering sense of self. In every role, every appearance, and every quiet act of truth, he continues to inspire and enchant. Zachary Quinto isn't just a talented actor, he's a force of presence and purpose in Hollywood. Born on June 2, 1977, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Quinto first burst into public consciousness with his spine-chilling performance as Scylla in NBC's Heroes, a villain so terrifying, so magnetic, he instantly became a fan favorite. But he didn't stop there. He boldly stepped into the legendary shoes of Spock in J.J. Abrams' Star Trek reboot, balancing emotional depth with stoic intelligence in a way that honored Leonard Nimoy's legacy while redefining the character for a new generation. Off-screen, Quinto has shown just as much courage. In 2011, during a candid interview with New York Magazine, he came out as gay, an act of bravery that resonated far beyond Hollywood. At a time when representation was still quietly evolving, Quinto's honesty became a beacon of hope for countless fans navigating their own identities. It wasn't just a personal declaration, it was a moment of visibility, strength, and quiet revolution. Beyond acting, Quinto has made his mark as a producer, championing bold, unconventional stories. His work on AMC's Nas 4A2, based on Joe Hill's haunting novel, showcased his eye for eerie, thought-provoking narratives. It's clear he's not just interested in being part of stories, he wants to shape them. And then there's the charisma. With his chiseled features, signature eyebrows, and impeccable fashion sense, Zachary Quinto has become a style icon, always sharp, always effortlessly cool, whether in a classic tux or streetwear with a twist. But it's his integrity, intelligence, and quiet intensity that truly set him apart. Today, Zachary Quinto stands as one of Hollywood's most respected and compelling figures, an actor, a storyteller, and a symbol of authenticity in an industry that often rewards the opposite. On screen or off, he continues to inspire by simply being himself. Luke Evans isn't just a talented actor, he's a force of nature, blending classical charm with raw intensity. Born in the quiet town of Pontypool, Wales in 1979, Evans has carved out a career that spans the grand stages of London's West End to the blockbuster arenas of Hollywood. Now 46, he continues to command the screen with a presence that's as magnetic as it is memorable. Whether playing the brooding bard in The Hobbit, the sinister Gaston in Beauty and the Beast, or the dangerous Owen Shaw in Fast and Furious 6, Evans brings a rare blend of power, poise, and precision to every role. But behind the roles is a man equally admired for his courage and authenticity. Long before the industry began to shift, Evans spoke openly about his sexuality in a 2002 interview with an LGBTQ magazine, an uncommon move for a rising star at the time. The story barely registered in the press, but Evans wasn't seeking headlines. For over a decade, he quietly lived his truth, letting his work speak louder than any label. It wasn't until 2014 that he casually addressed the topic again, explaining that he'd always been out to those who mattered, his family, his friends, and never felt the need to issue a press release about who he was. In an industry obsessed with image, Luke Evans stands out not just for his looks but for how effortlessly he wears them. With his sharp jawline, athletic frame, and piercing gaze, He brings old-school Hollywood glamour into the modern age. He's known for his refined, masculine style, often clean-shaven or with just a hint of stubble, polished without being pretentious. Off-duty, his sporty, casual vibe feels effortless. But when it's time to walk the red carpet, no one wears a tailored suit quite like Luke Evans. His fashion choices, like his performances, strike a perfect balance between strength and grace. Today, Luke Evans remains a celebrated actor and a role model for authenticity in a world that often demands masks. With every role, every appearance, he reminds us that true style isn't just about what you wear, but how boldly you live your truth. Lee Pace is more than just a talented actor. He's a commanding force across film, television, and theater, known for disappearing into every role he takes on. Born on March 25, 1979, in Chickasha, Oklahoma, Pace has carved out a remarkable career with his deep voice, striking features, and magnetic screen presence. Whether playing the regal elven King Thranduil in the Hobbit trilogy or transforming into the fierce and fearsome Ronan the Accuser in Guardians of the Galaxy and Captain Marvel, Pace brings an unmatched intensity that makes heroes noble and villains unforgettable. But his talents don't stop at the screen. With his tall, statuesque frame and classic good looks, piercing blue eyes, sculpted cheekbones, and effortless charm, Lee has also become a standout in the fashion world. From editorial spreads to high-end campaigns, designers and photographers are drawn to his timeless elegance and quiet charisma. For years, Lee kept his personal life out of the spotlight, choosing instead to let his work speak volumes. But in 2018, during a candid interview with W Magazine, he publicly came out as gay, a moment handled with the same poise and honesty that defines his career. Though he'd always been open with those closest to him, Pace recognized the power of visibility. He shared his truth not for headlines, but to offer representation and hope to those walking similar paths. His decision was met with widespread admiration, solidifying his place not just as an artist, but as a role model. On the red carpet, Lee turns heads with his impeccable style, tailored suits that highlight his athletic build, subtle details that nod to his love for classic Hollywood, all wrapped in a quiet confidence that never begs for attention, yet always commands it. Today, Lee Pace continues to inspire, not just through his performances, but through his authenticity. In a world obsessed with image, he stands as proof that being true to yourself is the most powerful role of all. At just 25, Jaden Smith has evolved into far more than the child of Hollywood royalty. While many first remember him as the wide-eyed boy starring alongside his father Will Smith in The Pursuit of Happiness, Jaden has grown into a fearless creative force, an actor, musician, fashion trailblazer, and voice for a new generation. His breakout performance in The Karate Kid proved he wasn't simply riding on a famous last name. He had raw talent, depth, and drive of his own. But Jaden didn't stop at acting. As he matured, he carved out an identity as a boundary-breaking artist, especially in the fashion world. Unapologetically bold, he challenges outdated norms with every outfit he wears. Oversized silhouettes, gender-fluid statements, and vivid hair transformations are all part of his signature look, a visual rebellion against conformity. Whether he's in a skirt on the red carpet or dyeing his buzz-cut electric pink, Jaden uses fashion as a form of fearless self-expression. In 2019, he took that honesty even further, opening up about his sexuality and identity in a deeply personal episode of Red Table Talk. Jaden revealed he has been in relationships with both men and women and described himself as gender fluid, sharing a message that being true to yourself matters more than fitting into anyone else's box. His vulnerability struck a chord, particularly with young people navigating their own paths in a world still learning to embrace difference. Jaden's constant reinvention, his shaved head, ever-changing hair colors, and unapologetic style reflects his deep belief in personal freedom. He isn't just wearing clothes, he's telling a story, sending a message, and inviting others to do the same. In doing so, he's redefined what it means to be a modern icon. Today, Jaden Smith stands as a symbol of bold authenticity, an artist who refuses to be limited, who breaks barriers not for attention but for truth. And in that truth, he inspires countless others to live unapologetically, love openly, and express themselves without fear. Richard Armitage, the distinguished British actor with a voice as deep as his characters are complex, has carved out a powerful legacy across film, television, and stage. Born on August 22, 1971, in Leicester, England, Armitage, now 53, is best known worldwide for his unforgettable portrayal of Thorin Oakenshield in the Hobbit trilogy. With brooding intensity and quiet strength, he brought the proud dwarf king to life, earning international acclaim and solidifying his place among cinema's most compelling leading men. But beyond the camera, Armitage has long been admired not just for his talent, but for his calm, introspective presence, an artist who let his work speak louder than any tabloid headline. For years, whispers about his personal life floated quietly through the industry, but Armitage kept his private world just that, private. That changed in 2023, when, during a rare and heartfelt interview, he publicly came out as gay. What moved many wasn't just the revelation, but the grace and honesty with which he shared it. Armitage revealed he had come out to his parents at 19, but it took him until age 50 to feel ready to share that truth with the world. It wasn't fear, he explained, but a personal journey, an inner dialogue about authenticity, timing, and owning one's story. His words struck a chord with countless fans who saw in his journey a reflection of their own struggles with identity, acceptance, and courage. The response was overwhelming and overwhelmingly positive. Fans applauded his bravery. Fellow actors and colleagues embraced him, commending his openness and the quiet strength behind it. In an industry where image often overshadows identity, Armitage's vulnerability became a beacon of hope and a call for more compassion and understanding. On screen, his striking features and resonant voice have always demanded attention. Whether playing a battle-hardened leader or a tortured soul grappling with inner demons, Richard Armitage brings raw emotional truth to every role. But now, even off-screen, his authenticity shines just as brightly. Today, he's celebrated not just for his powerful performances, but for his personal integrity. His story is a beautiful reminder that it's never too late to live your truth. And sometimes, the most courageous roles we take on are the ones that reveal who we really are. Colton Haynes, the boyish heartthrob with piercing blue eyes and model-perfect features, first captured hearts as Jackson on Teen Wolf and later as the heroic Roy Harper, aka Arsenal, on Arrow. With a chiseled jawline, athletic frame, and magnetic screen presence, he seemed to have it all: fame, success, and that effortless all-American charm. Born in Kansas, Colton's rise began on the runways of fashion, where his striking looks made him a campaign favorite. But it wasn't long before Hollywood came calling. His natural charisma translated flawlessly on screen, landing him roles that showcased not just his physicality, but his emotional depth. Yet behind the flashing cameras and red carpets, Colton was quietly battling demons the public never saw. For years, he lived with a secret that threatened to crush him, hiding his sexuality in an industry notorious for punishing authenticity. The pressure to maintain a false image triggered severe anxiety, forcing him into a cycle of fear and isolation. In May 2016, Colton made a courageous decision that changed everything. In a raw, heartfelt interview with Entertainment Weekly, he came out as gay, publicly, honestly, and unapologetically. He revealed that he had known from a young age but was warned that living his truth could end his career. That burden nearly broke him. But when he finally let go of the lie, he found something even greater: unconditional love. His family and close friends stood by him, and their support became the foundation for his healing. Colton didn't just come out. He came forward, becoming a symbol of strength for countless fans struggling with their own truths. Today, he continues to shine, not just as an actor, but as a role model. His clean, athletic style, his quiet grace, and his unapologetic authenticity have made him a standout in more ways than one. This is Colton Haynes, not just a Hollywood star, but a survivor, a fighter, and an inspiration. Thanks for watching Exposed Hollywood. If this story moved you, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. We've got more powerful stories coming your way. See you next time.